Alright guys, welcome back. This week we're going to actually show you how to connect the two strips with the border in order to complete your blanket. If you remember last week, I actually showed you how to go around the border. If you have forgotten, you can always go back to last week's video and watch that. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to begin putting them together so that way you can have your completed blanket. What you'll want to do is you'll want to lay the two strips together, and then we're going to again fasten our yarn onto our hook the same way that we always have been. If you don't remember how, you can always go back to the first video and watch, but I'm just going to do a slip knot real fast and then put it on my hook. And we're actually going to start at the beginning here. You want to put the two strips together, and we're going to start, there's that first side hole here that you've created. You have this one here and then this one here. We're actually going to go into the very first double crochet that you created with your border. We're going to go through the first strip, and then we're going to go through the second strip as well. That way you have both of them on your hook. Then again, like we did with the border, you're just going to wrap the yarn around the hook and pull through everything on your hook to secure the yarn onto your border. Now what you're going to have is you're going to have the little straggly piece of yarn here. You can always just take that and just stuff that right there in between them so that way it hides it. Now in order to put the two strips together, what you're going to do is you're going to go into that double crochet that you created with the border through the top strip, and then as well as the bottom strip. Then you're just going to do a single crochet, so you're going to grab the yarn, pull through. That gives you two loops on the hook. Going to grab the yarn and pull through again. So again, go into the next double crochet on the first strip, and then on the second, single crochet. So yarn over and pull through, two loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both. So that's what you're going to do. You're just going to keep continuing to go into each double crochet, making sure to go through the first strip and the second strip, and then you're just going to go through and do a single crochet all the way down to the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to continue until I get to the end, and then we can come back so I can show you how to finish it off. Alright guys, so what we've done is we've actually went through the whole blanket and doing the single crochets, putting it together. And now I actually want to point out something. If you'll look here on this strip, we have 1, 2, 3 sets of 3 double crochets, but on this strip we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 3 double crochets. That's no big deal. Sometimes for some reason the strips don't add up, they're not long enough, one's longer than the other. It's no big deal. I'm actually going to show you how we can go about correcting that so that way they are all even in the end. So what you can do is, if there's 2 ways to do it. If the first strip on top ends up being longer than the bottom strip, what you're going to do is you're actually going to, when you go into double crochet, so you're going to go in the top strand, in the top strip, and then in the bottom, and then single crochet. But now if the top strip is longer than the bottom strip, what you're going to do is instead of going into the next double crochet on the top strip, you're going to go into that same double crochet on the top strip, but then on the bottom strip, you're going to go into the next double crochet to single crochet to even them out. But now in my case, my bottom strip is actually longer than my top strip. So in order to correct that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, on the top strip, go in the next double crochet, and then when I go in the bottom strip, instead of going into the next double crochet, I'm actually going to skip that hole and then go into the next one, and then do the single crochet. And you want to do this for a few to be able to try to get them even. I wouldn't suggest doing it like all in, like doing that in a row for so long, because then when you're done, your blanket, instead of being straight, it may actually be curved a little bit and create a J shape. So you just kind of want to eyeball it and gauge it to see, you know, how much longer the one strip is from the other, to see how you need to go about correcting that so they can end up being the same length. So again, mine's still off, so I'm just going to skip another one. And then I'm going to go in the next one and then skip again, and I think that might have us fixed. Nope. So what we'll do, this should be the last one. Yep. There we go. So that one's even now and fixed. That was our last single crochet. Again, that was into the first double crochet of our set of on our set of 3 double crochet, on the border. So once you get through with that last single crochet, you're just going to pull the yarn through, grab your scissors, cut off, and pull through. Now you will have the little end here on both ends. So what you actually want to do is you want to weave that end. So you're going to flip the blanket over, and you want to take the hook and work the hook like in between some stitches that we've already done, and you'll just grab that piece of yarn that's left over and just pull through. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way down until that little piece of yarn has been woven in. So you're just going to keep adding the strips and building up until you have the blanket the desired width you want. Once you get finished with your blanket, one tip that I always like to do is I wash everything that I make just to get any dirt and debris off of it, and then that way if I'm giving it to somebody it just smells good. So for something this small like a baby blanket, I will actually put it in a pillowcase, tie the pillowcase up, put it in the washer on gentle cycle on cold wash, let that go through, and then I'll throw that in the dryer with low heat, no heat, either one of those, until it's completely dry. Or you can actually lay it out somewhere and let it air dry as well, and then you have your completed product. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining me through this process, and I hope you all have enjoyed it and actually learned something. So thank you all for joining me.